GMTK. This guy right here makes the biggest game jams in the whole game dev industry. Every single year the jam breaks the record it set before. This year you will have 50 hours to make a game following a theme, the roll of the dice, and I wanted to participate. Let me just say this, I really like the theme. It sparked some interesting ideas in my head, but let's focus on the one that I actually chose. When you hear roll of the dice, you think of chance and randomness. I wanted to do the polar opposite. The randomness of the dice isn't in the dice. Standard dice is always the same. 6 sides with numbers from 1 to 6. What brings the random nature to them is the roll. It's uncontrollable. If you get rid of the roll, you have a pointless cube and you don't even follow the theme, you know, the roll of the dice. What I did was add ability for the player to control the roll. These are my notes for coming up with the idea. I will try to explain a bit better. It's a small puzzle game. The idea is that you fight bosses with simple mathematics. The player can move on a small grid, and the way you damage the boss is pretty simple. The boss will generate a random number. You will have to combine the number with your moves. Let me show you. Here the boss generated number 13, I can move with the player down to add a 6 to that number. Okay, I will add 4 to that number, 2 plus 1, and now I will damage the player, because the number that boss generated went down to 0. It was time to create it. Day 1. The day 1 was all about getting the core mechanics working. I implemented player movement with simple rotation of the cube based on the edges. I've added images to all sides of the player with dice numbers. Now it looks like a proper rolling dice. To create the game board, I just scaled one cube and added a world canvas. The canvas will be used to hint the next move to the player. When playing, you can't really see what numbers are on all 4 sides of the cube, so I will display the number that will be added to your damage in the next move there. To detect what number is on top and sides, I've added invisible colliders all around the dice. I always raycast straight down from these points. If you hit tile, I can easily calculate which one will be on top like this. I have a cube with 4 on top. I will raycast from right side, for example, straight down, and I know that the number on the right is 5. But that won't be the number on the top. The number on top will be on opposite side of the dice, and it can be easily calculated as 7 minus the number on the side. We get 2, and that's correct. That was it for the day 1. Just remember, if you're enjoying this video, leave a like and subscribe, it really makes my day. Also, big thanks for the channel members, thank you. Day 2. The problem with day 2 was that I didn't have nearly as much time because of family visiting our new flat. That said, let's look at what I managed to get done. So with movement and dice logic, it was time to add the bosses that will fight you. I moved the board to the left to have space for the boss. As you can see, it's just a resized player cube to save time for now. Here is how you can get damaged. I've added timer in the back, so if you fail to combine the number in time, you will get hit. When you combine wrong number and you fall from the game board, you will also get hit. With all this damage, I needed to balance the game a bit, so I added healing items that you can pick up. I made it so that the enemy has 6 stages, the number of sides, and the dots on each side will represent the current stage health. When you hit him, it will go down, and when you defeat the last dot, the boss will rotate and the next stage begins. Wow, okay, time is ticking down. It was time to add some structure. I've added a main menu where you can walk with the player. I've added a level select with 3 dice representing each boss. I've added the ability to the boss to destroy player game board tiles randomly. I've added a dialogue system, and I also added interactive tutorial to teach the mechanics. Last minutes were total chaos. I quickly made my builds that had bug in them. Each server started to crash, nothing was working, but at the end I submitted. I managed to fix the bug, create new build and upload it. No joke, my last jam ended like this, and this one was also really close. But I did it. If you haven't tried joining game jams, you really should. It's fun and you learn a lot. And yes, it's a bit stressful, but you know, that's part of it. You can play the game on itch. I created this page for it. Make sure to check out my devlog series on survival game that I'm developing. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.